One of the most undervalued, underappreciated brands on the market right now is Tour Edge Exotics. And in 2026, they have made some big moves. First of all, a massive rebrand. They have completely rolled out a new design, a new style. And in 2026, they've rolled out some absolutely exceptional, beautiful looking clubs. I've got today the Cavity Back Muscle Back combo set. We've got 4 through 6 in the Cavity Backs, 7 through Pitching Wedge in the Muscle Backs. They look so clean, so pure, and I'm gonna put them to the test here to see how they perform over 9 holes of golf. Our over-under today is going to be +1. That's gonna be what I'm shooting for 9 holes with these babies. But before I do that, let's take a closer look. All right, I've got 2 clubs in my hands. That's because we actually have 2 different models here for our closer look. I've got a 6-iron that's in the Cavity Back forged model, and I've got our 7-iron here, which is in the Muscle Back. They don't look that much different. They look very similar, including those horizontal mill lines there towards the rear. You've got just a little bit more of a cavity, obviously in the Cavity Back, but looking down at them, they both have what Tour Edge calls VibraCore technology. It is an insert that is gonna dampen the blows, make it a softer feel, but of course, increase forgiveness as well. These match up so well in terms of blending a set. You can see both the 6 and 7 irons here from both sets feature a nice thin sole. Something I really appreciate is relief here towards the face of this club. Both of these have that. Again, looking down at them from below, as well as looking down at them from address, you would not be able to tell the difference with these clubs. The same amount of offset, the same amount of top line, which I would call medium, very close in fact to my Srixon ZXi5s, the ones that are in my bag right now. They're not quite super thin, but that's great because you're gonna get a little bit more forgiveness, and the offset is gonna be pretty minimal there as well. There's a little bit of offset, but not much at all. In terms of loft structure, these also match in that department as well. So again, these things are gonna blend absolutely perfectly. In terms of shaft, I've got it paired with a Dynamic Gold 115 gram mid-trajectory stiff shaft. These are the same shafts in my Gamers. I love that you can get this in this set because this provides a lot of value in terms of the price tag of these clubs because that's a nice high-end shaft. I've got it paired with a Golf Pride medium grip. You can request medium or extra thick, all that sort of thing from Tour Edge. They'll customize it to your specs. These things look great. Will they play great? We're about to find out. All right, first hole here is a tough driving hole, really. We're playing irons only. We're playing from a forward set of tees here. I've got 4-iron in hand, and I'll be measuring these shots here with our Garmin G80. Not only will this give us launch data, but it's also gonna tell us how far we hit everything out here today. I've got to keep this one right side because we got water all along the left. Precision is important. Let's see what we get here from our first swing. Yeah, that's perfect on a great line, drawn in. Should be center of that fairway. Felt really good. That VibraCore in the back that I talked about absolutely does something because I didn't even hit that dead center. I probably hit it like right there. In fact, I can see a little outline of the ball right there. So I hit it a little toe side, but man, that felt nice and buttery. And absolutely has something to do with not only these being a forged club, but having that little extra padding back there is not only going to make it feel better, but it's also going to increase MOI and really limit miss hits. Let's see where we finished. Now, because I hit that off the toe and because we were into the wind on this hole, I was guessing 187. It's kind of what I told Sean behind the camera there, but we did quite a bit better than that, 197. So ample distance, I think. And we're gonna be into the 200s here as we go, I think, very easily with these clubs. I love the loft structure. 32 degrees at that 7-iron. The 4-iron I just hit 22 and 46 up at the pitching wedge. For me, that is perfect blend of modern lofts, but not too far pressed. I've got 139 in. Again, wind's into us, so I'm gonna take a little extra club here because we also have to carry a bunker. We'll go 9 though, because I think these clubs have a lot of pop. I'm gonna play it a little right though, because I don't wanna be in the bunker if we come up a touch short. Well, aim center, it's drawn right in there. Let's see if it's got enough. Oh yeah, it does. We got our first birdie putt of the day. Again, caught that one a little thin, but plenty of distance, plenty of pop, plenty of forgiveness. Let's see if we can roll a putt in. It's nice to pull the putter out for a birdie putt early, and this one's very makeable. Let's take a look at the stopping power here. Again, this was 8-iron. This was hit thin. Here's my pitch mark right here. Rolled out, not even 2 feet. And we've got 5.5 here for birdie. So stopping power looks to be very nice. Peak height there was certainly nice, again, especially for a thinner shot. Oh, that's the start I wanted. All right, so we are headed now to a par 5. Again, with the benefit of how long these clubs seem to be, along with some tee boxes that are going to be up there a little bit, maybe there's a chance we get home in 2. Let's find out. All right, we're going to go 4-iron again here, because again, I'd love to get home in 2. Oh, I really went after that one and pulled it a bit. But we carried the bunker there on the left. Club head speed was 88, ball speed 128, smash 145. That's an incredible number for an iron. And after having tested this a little bit indoors on my simulator, I noticed there's really good smash coming out of these. We're getting a lot of efficiency. That's what smash measures, how well energy is transferred from the club to the ball. These ones seem to do it really well. We'll see how far it flew. So great distance here. I hit it 199, and that's in the rough with 0 rollout. And speaking of the rough, one thing when I saw these clubs I really liked was the sole. Super nice and thin with some really nice leading edge relief. 228's my number, by the way. So probably not going to get there with an iron. Definitely not going to get there with an iron. So we're just going to lay up into a good spot. We'll go 8. But the leading edge is really nice. And plus the sole being very thin, a player is going to really enjoy this. We'll see how they get through the rough here. Oh yeah, right through, no problem. We're back in position and we can really challenge that pin from the right side. So I hit that exactly where I wanted to hit it. So far, really good. We're getting expected distances out of these, and maybe even a little bit more. Great turf interaction, great feel, great sound, even very good stopping power there on the green. Really everything that you want out of a player's iron. We will be testing workability here in a little bit. I suspect it's going to be just as good as everything else though. All right, maybe we go 2 for 2 birdies. That would be a sweet start. We're going to have 71 yards. Oh, I didn't get it. Didn't get it. Sit. Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. That's the wedges though. That's not the irons. That was my 58-degree wedge. So we'll see if we can get up and down now to save a par. This one's really buried. It's going to be a tough shot. But I deserve it. After as bad of a shot as I just hit, I deserve whatever I get here. Oh, that was nice. Sit. Whew. Rolled out just a little bit more than I wanted. Out of the rough, out of that lie. You're not going to get a whole lot of spin though. So we're going to rely on the putter here. Hopefully save our par. Should be just a little left or right for me. Be left edge here. Oh, I crushed it. Oh, that was terrible. All right, so heading to a par 3 now. First chance at an ace. We're back to even par though. All right, 133 is the number. I'm going to go pitching wedge here because we've now turned to have a little bit of the wind with us. Not that it's huge up there. It's only probably helping or hurting max 5 yards, but this should be a good club here for a nice smooth swing like that. Let's see if we got the distance right. It's just a little left of the pin. No, I came up short. Took it too smooth of a swing. So we'll test that chipping game once again. Felt great though. I just needed to hit that a little harder. This is a much easier chip and a much better lie though. Hit my spot. Get in. Oh! I'll take the par. Heading to 4 now. 4 is a very, very difficult hole. Not only is it long, but it's extremely tight. And it's going to take 2 really good shots. We're really going to get a solid test of these irons right now. All right, 4-iron back in hand here. I got to hit it a long way though. Whoop. 4! Man, that guy's staying right there. I almost hit the guy mowing the fairway. And for some reason, he stopped right on my line. But we avoided him. We'll see how far that one went. So the wind on this hole is pretty like left to right, meaning it's not really helping, not really hurting. So this is a pretty accurate distance, I think, of what these can do, at least for my swing. And 215 is a really good number for a 4-iron at my swing speed, as we saw, about 88 miles an hour. So plenty of pop in these, all the distance you could possibly want. And like I said, a great mixture of distance, but also trajectory and stopping power. Now, the pin is all the way back, so we've got 184 from this spot. I think 6-iron's the play. Looking like middle of the green, which would be just fine with me right here. And we got good distance. The way this green is, it's kind of like a hump. So I hit right up at the top of the hump and it kicked forward. We'll see if we held the green. Unlikely though, the way this one is, it really picks up speed on the second half. So might be chipping, but I'm really, really happy with the shot no matter where it finished. It was right on the line I wanted. And again, plenty of distance out of these clubs. All right, so I am off the back. Again, completely fine with that. I'd love to see my landing spot here on this downhill slope. So actually landed right in here, but again, right on a downslope on pretty firm greens right now. So again, I'd rather be back here than in the water, the bunker, or short on this particular pin position. But we're gonna have to get up and down here again with the wedge. Bite! Ooh, got aggressive there. Oh, woo! If that missed, it was gonna go by 5-6 feet. So happy it hit the back of the cup there. So still even par here. And now we got past that really difficult par 4. Anytime I can walk away with the par, I'm very happy. Heading to a little bit of an easier go here on hole 5. All right, so let's talk price on these clubs. We're just under $1,300 for this set of irons. So Tour Edge, absolutely, just like all of the clubs on the market, is getting a bit more expensive here. But you've got some premium clubs, no doubt. These are clubs other manufacturers are probably going to be charging $1,400 to $1,600 easily. So you're still saving a couple $100 with these, but they're not quite the same great value we saw maybe 5 years ago. So far, so good. I'd love to hit another fairway here. 4-iron is the club. All right, should be in good shape. So right side of the fairway here, staring right down at it, 144 is the number. I think that should be a nice 9 for me. I got to carry this bunker though. We got to get it all because I got to carry this bunker and this green is slightly elevated. So I need to hit more like a 150 shot here. Did I get enough of it? I hit it a little on the thin side, but we're up there on the surface. I don't know if it's on the fringe or on the green, but these are impressive clubs for muscle backs to be as forgiving as we're getting out of these. Some of the most forgiving muscle backs I've seen, because that was not a great shot, but we got a much better result than I deserved. I love that. I love when a club helps me out. So we did make the green. That is a pleasant surprise. I'm below the hole. I'm gonna have a right to left putt. For a miss hit, I don't think you can do much better. We got about 15 feet here, and this is where it landed, in case you're wondering. These clubs seem to have everything you need as a lower handicapper. Maybe even like low mid handicapper, meaning I think these are probably gonna do well for like the 12 and belows. Let's see if we can roll this one in. Did I hit it enough? Yeah. Oh! It sounds so good when they hit the bottom of the cup. And all of a sudden, I'm making some putts. It's been a long time coming. This year it has been a terrible year for me for putting, if you've been watching the show. I've had more 3 putts than probably any point in my life. The biggest reason is because I'm testing so many different putters, but I'm really starting to get along here with this Oz 1 heel shaft. Really like that, plus it has the insert. So far so good. We got a lot of 1 putts already. We're 1 under. The irons are performing spectacularly. Let's keep up the momentum. We're heading to a par 3. Our second chance at the ace. All right, 143 is the number. It's right in between clubs for me. Pitching wedge, I generally think of as my 135 club and a 9-iron. More like 150, really. That's kind of, I got a little bit longer of a gap there when it comes to this loft structure. I'm gonna go pitching wedge because we want to test these clubs and see if we can get everything out of them. I changed my mind. I changed my mind, actually. I'm gonna go 9-iron and we're gonna test workability, because if I hit a fade, it'll take a little bit off the ball anyways, and we want to test the workability of these clubs. So it's a perfect opportunity to do so. We'll set up for the fade here, see if we can get some movement. Definitely fading a little bit. I pulled it, but we're getting some fade. Distance-wise, looks to be about pin high. We might be on the fringe though. With these clubs, they're so straight. We've seen that on the tee shots. They're so straight for this type of club, very forgiving, but you're gonna be able to move the ball a little bit. It's not gonna be outrageous. We've seen clubs like the Ben Hogans, maybe even the McGregors that we can get a lot of good workability out of. These aren't gonna be quite to that degree, but again, a lower handicap player, I think, is gonna get what they want. Trajectory control is really good. Workability, pretty good. Distance control, excellent. I'm pin high here. Now, distance control with this putter is going to be at a premium because even though I'm pin high, I've got a downhill putt all the way here. Gotta control distance. Did I hit it enough? I got a little tentative there. It's a little more for the par than I wanted. There we go. We'll take the par. We're heading to another par 5. Longest hole in the course, so we're not getting home in 2, so I'm just gonna hit some nice smooth swings here. And again, continue to test some different elements of these. All right, so we're gonna go 4-iron again here. This has been a money club for me, and it normally isn't. 4-iron's a tough iron to hit. These have been really good. And we got another good one. All right, so I got 284 total. I want to get it up there as far as I can to give myself a good chance at getting into this green. But I do want to test some different clubs, so I'm gonna take the 5-iron out here. And man, these things are so straight. Gosh, that's perfect. All right, 111's my number. And now I want to test as many clubs as I can. So whereas I'd probably hit a 50 degree here, I'm going to hit pitching wedge. Now we do have some wind in our face as well. So what I'm going to try to do is flight this down a little bit. We can't go too far though, because it drops off the back severely like we saw on the 4th hole. We don't want to make that mistake. Got to get the distance right. Flighted it down perfectly. It's on a great line. Let's see if we got the distance. I think we did. All right, we got ourselves a really nice pop-it birdie again. Now, if you can see how severely steep, it's hard to see on a camera, but it really drops off. Got that distance absolutely perfect. Here's my pitch mark right here, and it checked up nicely. I am in dead pin high. This is about as good as of a chance as I'm gonna have in a birdie putt. Although it is downhill, it's a little left to right. It's been a long time since I made a birdie on this hole. I'd love to do it right now. Okay, hey, I'll take a par, because it's also been a long time since I've had a par. We've got 2 holes to play, still 1 under. We've had some great chances at a birdie. These clubs have everything I could possibly want in them. I think we're gonna hit our number. Let's do it. Well, just like we've done pretty much all day, that's dead center. And we should have a shorter iron into this green. I can't believe how forgiving these clubs are, to be quite honest with you, especially when you talk about 4 and 5 irons. I've already mentioned it, but they're the hardest clubs in most sets to hit, unless you got a 3-iron in a set. But we don't see that too often these days. And I'm just hitting this 4 and 5 iron as good as I've hit any clubs, even game improvement clubs. And these have quite a bit more performance than those. All right, 139's the number. I've got 9-iron in hand here. Just a nice smooth shot into this wind. Should be perfect, hopefully. Struck it well. It's on a good line. Oh yeah, below the hole, another birdie putt. These irons just continue to impress me. They're doing everything I could possibly want out of a player's iron, and maybe even more. Pin high once again. These irons have been really perfect for me in terms of distance. I've got another very makeable birdie putt. This one is uphill, left to right. This to go 2 under. That'd be something. Oh, that was an aggressive stroke. I was not going to leave short. I wasn't going to leave that one short. We are headed to, a little more hole than I wanted. We're headed to our last hole, and after I hit my tee shot, it is time to rank these irons, and you can be sure they're going to be a big score here. All right, 4 irons to play again. Tough finishing hole here, but looking real good for the over-under. I'm not going to count my chickens early. I've done that on this show and paid the price, so just got to keep it in the fairway here one last time and hit a good second shot. Hit the fairway, didn't deserve to. Not a great swing. That's just how forgiving these are. All right, so it's time to rank these clubs. As you know, I rank clubs on 5 categories. Distance is our first category. These have just about everything you could possibly want. This is not a game improvement iron. I'm not going to hit a 235 4-iron out of this one, but I can hit 215 with this loft structure at 22 degrees. Pretty happy about that. 4.5 out of 5 in terms of distance. They got everything you could possibly want. And where it does really well in terms of distance is on those off-center hits. That VibraCore is absolutely working in our favor. It's also working in our favor, of course, for forgiveness. And for me, for a player's iron, full 5 out of 5 in terms of forgiveness. Now, in terms of workability, we're gonna give it 4 out of 5. Again, I was so consistent in terms of hitting the ball pin high today. I can control my trajectory so well and my distance. That is fantastic. Workability, you're gonna get enough. It's not gonna be the wildest. Again, in terms of a old school blade, those things will really slice and hook if I wanted them to, but these are gonna stay pretty straight, but give you just enough that you're gonna be able to shape your shots. So real good there. In terms of aesthetics, looks, feel, sound, I have to give them a full 5 out of 5. They're clean, they match so well from, again, cavity back to muscle back. It is indistinguishable looking down at them, and even in the back of the bag, they look real good. Sound great, feel exceptional, again with that VibraCore. So 5 out of 5 is the number in terms of aesthetics. Now in terms of value, I would love to see these clubs a little bit less expensive. But golf, the way it is with everything that's going on in the world, clubs keep getting more and more expensive. I haven't seen the prices yet of anything else in 2026, but I got to imagine the big dogs are going to be a couple $100 more in terms of this type of club. But at just under $1,300, it's not a cheap set of clubs. All in all, I would normally give them a 4, okay, in terms of where they sit in the market, but because they're such good performers, again, I'm gonna give it 4.5 out of 5 stars for value, because you're still gonna save some money and you're gonna get better performance than most. So what a club we've got here from Tour Edge Exotics. I've got one more hole to really put my stamp on these, and it might be our best round so far here in 2025. I haven't had too many good ones. This could be the best. Let's see if we can finish strong. All right, 204 is the number, so I got a ways here. I told you it's a tough finishing hole. I didn't quite catch it all the way off the tee, even though we're in the fairway. I didn't get all of it. So a long second shot. I'm gonna go 4-iron again. Oh, I struck that perfect. Let's see if it bounces forward for me. We're on the green and we're getting better. We've got a birdie putt. It's a little longer than what we've had here today, but from 204 out, 4-iron, player set of irons, very happy with the results. Well, after 204 yards, I've now got 23 feet to finish this round strong. Oh, do it, do it. Ah, this to make the round official at 1 under. I'll take that any day of the week. I hope you enjoyed it. Here's another couple of videos on this new Tour Edge line. I think it is absolutely something you need to take a close look at. I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.